One of my favorite foods to forage in Japan, well, actually anywhere, is the chestnut. And this is usually one of the first places where you can get chestnuts. So here I am. I'm going to forage along this hillside, and then I'm going to go down. There's some more chestnut trees down here. Usually these ones are the first ones. In fact, I probably could have come here a few days ago. So when I'm foraging for chestnuts, I use gloves and a bag to put them in. The gloves are so that you can easily pull apart the nuts themselves, otherwise you're stuck trying to do it with your feet. Oh, so this is the bag these shoes actually came in. They're made by Rad, which makes some kind of cool, colorful shoes. Let's take a look. Nope. Nope. A lot of these have already been hit by animals or maybe people. Here we go. Oh, look. There. Two nice ones. Just give them a quick look over, make sure there's no holes or anything weird. And they go into the bag. This is a huge bag for this. I don't think I'm going to find this many nuts, but better to have the big bag than the small bag. I usually use the smaller bag for like dandelion greens, things like that. Oh. There we go. There's a nice one. Sort of just a pleasant, fun thing to do out in the woods. I don't know a ton of edible plants here in Japan. I want to learn more about foraging here. I actually got a book on my way about that. So for now, mostly chestnuts. Plus, I love chestnuts. Here's another example of the type to throw away. The worms got to this one first, so yeet. Small. So I like the big nuts. That's right, gentlemen, I said it. I like the big ones. Big, look at that. Look at that. That's what I like. A nice, big nut. Oh, a double. Look at that. Two nuts. Two decent-sized nuts. Maybe I should title this video, I like big nuts. Well, that'll get the algorithm. One thing I like about foraging for chestnuts is that there's not something like, I don't know, a false chestnut that's poisonous. Mushrooms really suffer from this problem. That's part of the reason I don't forage for mushrooms. I'm always worried I'm going to pick a poisonous one. This, pretty low-key. Have some gloves, have a bag, hike up to where there's chestnut trees, you know, check the nuts, make sure there's no holes in them, and Bob's your uncle. Unfortunately, this might not be as good a forage bag as I hoped. It started to rip under the weight, so I think we're about done for the day. We've done the foraging part, now I guess it's time for the cooking part. All right. Let's see how many kilos this is. 3.9. All right, so we got 3.9 kilos of chestnuts. That makes me happy. It'll make my wife happy. It'll make the people that I know that don't forage but still like the stuff I bring them happy too. So a wash gives us another chance to check the chestnuts for anything wrong, holes, looks funky. I should turn on the light. Ta-da! Alright, we don't need the dish soap. Alright, so the washing process doesn't take too long. We just wash them in a bin like this, pull out any floaters from the trash. Basically, wash them off, take a look, make sure you don't see any holes, big cracks, give them a feel, fondle the nuts a little bit, see if there's anything soft or feels wrong. Maybe the married women in the audience don't know how to do this anymore. Don't worry, I'm sure you can relearn it. The next step is pretty simple. Before you boil or roast them, you have to cut into the shell so that they have a place to break. So generally you just take a knife or something else sharp, and on the rounded side you cut in X. Generally the bigger ones taste better for roasting. The smaller ones are good for like puree. You have to also be careful not to do that. Alright, so I sliced a bunch of them because we're going to boil up, eat some, and then turn some into a puree. Hey honey, I have an important question. Do you like big nuts?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
It smells like chestnuts. Alright, so we are making a sweet chestnut puree. So, milk, sugar, vanilla, either vanilla bean or vanilla extract, and then the chestnut. So we're going to cook it for a little bit, let it simmer, warm up, get nice and wet, blend it, then we can use it to make dessert. Alright, so after boiling it, we cooled it, and then we put it in the blender, and we made chestnut puree. Then we'll put whipped cream on top of it. So this is called a Mont Blanc, White Mountain. It's originally from Italy, and it's become popular around the world. Now, generally, most people, if you go to like a fancy restaurant, the chestnut puree is then put in basically like a cake frosting tube to give it more of a frosting look. I just ladled it in like it was ice cream.